Hey guys, and welcome back again. Today I'm showing you the video that I did of Jack's first saddling. I did different things to prepare him for this, and I don't really have a whole lot of it videoed because normally I'm out there by myself doing this. But because this was like the first real saddling, I had somebody come out and video it for me. To prepare him for this, I was actually just putting the blanket on him and leading him around with the blanket, and then I actually tied a strap around the blanket so that it would stimulate or simulate a girth. And the first time I did that, he dumped it off. And then different times I'd practice by putting the saddle on and taking it off, putting it on, taking it off. Yeah, he was very, very sensitive to that. He dumped the saddle off a couple times doing that. Um, yeah, just swinging up the saddle scared him pretty bad. Just a saddle sitting on the fence scared him pretty bad. Me taking a saddle off of the fence, he nearly flipped over backwards the first time I did that. And yeah, I don't have any of that on video, so I have no proof that he is as freaky as I'm telling you guys, but he is literally, or he was, we should say he was. We worked through a lot, and I was very happy with Jack when we were done, when he went back. I did 30 days with him. And yeah, I was very happy. He needs more, definitely a lot more. But for his level and everything, and for his state of mind, I should say, he did very good. So as you can see here, he was moving around, but he's a little tight in there. He did act up a little bit. I don't think we got on video at the time he really went to bouncing. But you can see he's very halting and very jerky, which is very normal. I mean, he's never had anything this big strapped down to him that he couldn't get off, really. And it's scary for a horse. They are, they don't naturally have something tied on their back. And actually, it probably feels like a predator on top of them trying to kill them. So, this is the whole thing we got to work through. And I don't know why I left all my obstacles in there because it was so annoying having to walk around them all and just to keep weaving through them or stepping over things when I needed to be moving more. So, note to self, do not leave obstacles in the arena when you're doing this type of work. But honestly, he did a lot better than I thought he would because when I first started him off, I figured he would just take off bucking right there. But I did it very softly so that he wouldn't as much. And one thing I didn't do, which I normally like to, is turn them around a little bit or move their hindquarters. But I knew with how stiff he was, I was scared to be next to him. So I was just like, get away from me, just start. Yeah, when horses are young like this, they're not thinking through it. They're just reacting, and they're very scared when this is first happening because they aren't used to any of it. So you definitely have to be very careful, know where you need to be around them and where you do not need to be. So here I am getting him cantering, and he lets a little bit out, but that was not bad at all for a first saddling. I mean, when I started Sheikah, her first saddling, she did like 4 or 5 laps of just solid hopping. Not like big bucks, but she was hopping. So here I asked him to turn. I decided I wanted to get his attention and turn him again, and he wasn't paying attention to me very well, so he turned into the fence. So I give him the opportunity, but I decided he wasn't doing it, so I didn't want to like mess him up there and set up for a wrong turn. So I just moved back and sent him forward again. All right, you want to set him up for success, not failure. So that's why I was doing it pretty softly with him and just taking it nice and easy. As you can see, he is starting to lengthen out a little bit and get a little bit more comfortable. But this is his favorite side over here because we always get in and out here, so he slows down at this spot over here. But yeah, I was very happy with how he did. He's always on the wrong lead, which is annoying. I like to see horses that just pick up the correct lead. Oop, there he goes. That was probably about the most he did. So that was pretty good. But I did do a lot of preparing and a lot of groundwork so that he would trust me in this, so it wasn't as terrifying as it could have been, especially for a reactive horse like him. I don't know if you saw Chick's first saddling, he didn't do a single thing. He never did a single thing. Chick never bucked ever while I had him, which is awesome. It's how you want them to do, but it's slightly wishful thinking. Normally they're gonna have little issues. I mean, we don't live in a perfect world, but I try to set up for it that we don't have any issues, but it's gonna happen. So there he was listening to me to stop, but he didn't really turn his shoulders in. And I noticed, like, when I would be round penning him the first several times after I first saddled him, he wasn't paying attention to me like he normally did when I just round penned him, just because the saddle had him worried. So normally he listened very well to my turn in and yield the hindquarters and everything. So this was a little different. Alright, thanks for watching. That's all I have for today, and check back later to see more of Jack and Jack's first ride.